Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? Here with a brand new video, and what we got today is something pretty interesting. We actually have a theory here. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here. From Reddit user overthecause, and as we go back up real quick, it says right here, with Emperor Palpatine's return set for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. One fan theory that's been gaining momentum argues that Palps could have been masquerading as Supreme Leader Snoke the entire time. We're still totally not sold on the whole idea, but a new piece of evidence from The Last Jedi makes the case for a Snoke-Palpatine connection even stronger. And we'll just go right into it. There's an actual dark force power called essence transfer, and that's in Legends. And it's pretty interesting. It goes back to Palpatine using a clone to transfer his consciousness and his essence into that clone. And was Snoke a clone? You know? And also, anyways, let's just really get into the theory right here and see what it's all about. So we have this section right here that explains it. And here it says overthecause, so credit to him. And so it says Palpatine was using Snoke as a host the entire time. I know it's been said, but with some of these leaks out there, I do fully believe this was the case. Palpatine was speaking to Ben Solo through Vader's mask at one point, but it was only times when Snoke's body could be left safe somewhere. Snoke has a vast knowledge of the Old Republic, and Vader only because he was there and he was Palpatine. During the scene where Snoke tortures Rey in The Last Jedi, you can hear Palpatine's theme being played.
After the rebels are gone, we will go to his planet and obliterate the entire island.
And this is the crux of the whole theory right here. This right here is the crux of the whole theory. People like tangible evidence. And the only tangible evidence that we really have, or at least to the best of my knowledge, is this right here. The whole, the music of Emperor Palpatine in that scene. So, and just before making this video, I actually went back to The Last Jedi and just to, familiarize myself with it. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, if this theory holds up to be true, I mean, I'm not one to really attach myself to theories as far as I'll do a video about it, sure, but it's not a make or break for me if it doesn't end up happening in the film, actually. I know for a lot of people, that's why The Last Jedi wasn't, their cup of tea, was because they were really hanging on to some theories, and when they didn't come true, it kind of spoiled the movie for them in their view. I know everybody doesn't have that. That wasn't the outcome for everybody, but I know there's some people out there that, yeah, that was the outcome. So anyways, here we go. Another one right here is Snoke's ring isn't something that Snoke took, but something that Palpatine took during his first life when he was Emperor of the Empire. He kept it as a reminder of his greatest failure. This is an interesting one too, because obviously if it does end up coming true that Palpatine, that Snoke was Palpatine, in a clone form, that'd be some more tangible evidence, but that would be something that would be revealed after, if it's true. And it's pretty cool because, that ring does kind of hold significance, because I believe it's the Dwarty. It has a connection to the Dwarty, and then the Dwarty is something that we see in the prequel trilogy in like Emperor Palpatine's office. Those statues that are like right outside his office, I believe, they're right there. So that's a pretty cool connection if it's true. And here we go on to the next bullet point here. I really don't think Snoke himself really was Force sensitive. He was only able to use the Force because of his possession. That lightning was Palpatine's signature move when disciplining his apprentices who tried to make moves on him. And this one, when I first read it, this one really, really intrigued me, because I was like, yeah, you know, when we saw Snoke use the lightning in The Last Jedi, it was like, whoa, hold up, you know, that's Darth Sidious's, you know, signature power, you know, that Force lightning, man, that's all him. So how does Snoke have that, you know? So maybe that was a little tidbit in there for you, you know, the music and then the lightning, you know, actually the lightning first, because, and then the music, because when he shot the lightning and it hit Kylo Ren, that was before him torturing Rey. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting right here. And here we go to the next one. His overconfidence was his downfall yet again. This time, though, he was expecting Rey to make a move to kill him, but not his own apprentice, not again. So, and then here we go to the last one. He uses the same mental manipulation used on Anakin before he turned to the dark. This time around, he learned a new trick. He learned to bridge minds. When Rey and Kylo touched during that vision, they both saw what they wanted to see. Similar to what Anakin saw, but instead of fear being put into their minds, Snoke used hope, changing the terms and making the two fight to see which one would be more worthy to be the next, quote, Vader, sort of speaking. So this one is a pretty intriguing one too, because, you know, instead of fear, like he said, he used hope. But the whole thing was just a ploy, according to the theory, to make them fight each other. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting. And then the article itself goes on and says, there's a lot to consider, but let's stay focused on the musical connection. Is there anything to it? And then it goes on to kind of make that connection with the musical theme of that scene where Snoke was torturing Rey, and so on and so forth. It says, perhaps director Rian Johnson just wanted to evoke a sense of dark power in this scene, but Palpatine's theme music didn't need to be used to do that. After all, Snoke was menacing and cruel on his own without having to compare him to Darth Sidious. So why use the Emperor's theme at all, if not to foreshadow the fact that he'd been using Snoke as a host? So, yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point to make. One that I said, like, yo, why are they using his theme music? You know, that's a great connection. Then it goes on to say, John Williams's Star Wars score has been an integral aspect of the franchise and a part of what has made the film so memorable. Additionally, music has always helped to drive the narrative and is often used to tell the audience how they should feel or react during a scene. So if Palpatine's score was used when Snoke was torturing Rey, then it must mean something, right? It's also possible that even if Johnson wasn't drawing that connection, it could still happen in Episode 9. After all, once a movie is released, the audience is free to interpret its meaning however they want. And the same goes for J.J. Abrams, who gets to make his own decisions about what The Last Jedi really means while writing and directing its direct sequel. So, yeah, I mean, then it goes on and says, you know, even more stuff. But this is a pretty interesting theory, guys. You know, again, Oh, my screen recorder is acting up a little bit there, but here we go. Shout out to Over the Cause for this theory. And I'd be interested to know what you guys think. You know, let me know what you think about this theory. Is it a good theory? Is it, in the middle? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. And thank you for listening and watching. And remember to always keep it
charming to the last.